opened initially a personal account with them, and then subsequently, only a couple of days later, he opened a second account, a business account. Lastly, he opened another savings account with them. So he opened 3 separate accounts.
Nothing particularly unusual about that. And 2 days later, a few miles away in Windsor, in a different branch of the same bank, another apparently respectable 36-year-old man follows suit.
Tariq Aslam opened 2 separate accounts. One was a business account initially, and he subsequently followed that up with a personal account.
What the helpful bank tellers couldn't possibly predict is that these 2 respectful gents are in fact ruthless financial criminals, foot soldiers of a mysterious organised crime group. And no one suspects they've already put their devious plan into action. A month later, and Christmas is just around the corner. A 91-year-old woman decides to check her savings account and can't believe what she sees. Tens of thousands of pounds of her life savings are missing. This distressing case is immediately referred to Tony.
We received a call from a bank telling us that they'd identified that one of their customers had been the victim of a large-scale fraud involving over £80,000.
A devastating loss for anyone, but causing unimaginable distress to this vulnerable woman.
She was a 91-year-old lady and had a significant amount of money in her account.
Tony quickly establishes this fraud is targeted and calculated.
The reason that this victim was targeted is because the money was lying in what banks call dormant accounts, where sometimes particularly older people will have accounts where they'll leave a significant amount of money and not touch it, but have other accounts where they pay their pension into.
Tony is...
Good morning, TRs in the UK, around the world, UN establishment, intelligence services, West Midlands Police Force, Coventry Police, Fraud Squad. Yeah, it's on BBC every morning, 11 o'clock. Yeah, and what I'm exposing in Coventry, the fraudsters. Yeah, the local Dormant Association and their NHS associates, their girlfriends and partners. Yeah, they're doing massive scams in the city. Yeah, so have a targeted my mother. Yeah, they've used their trainee mind controllers, people who try and get into people's sub unconscious minds, and it's easier to do on pensioners because they can confuse pensioners, especially if pensioners are religious, like my mother. Yeah, and they do the voice of God. Yeah, and they're warning, and all the people in Coventry who are churchgoers, yeah, from Christians, yeah, to Muslims, to Catholics, whatever, who believe in the faith, yeah, be careful, yeah, especially keep an eye on your family members, yeah, because these gang I'm exposing in Coventry, Ryan Lewis, Tony Chapman, yeah, the Matthew Lees, yeah, the Scott Lees, yeah, the Steve Blaney's, Marvin Davises, yeah, and all the fraudsters linked to the Dormant Association, the Dave Leverages and co. Yeah, they try and get into pensioners' heads. Yeah, to try and get access to their bank accounts. Take their hands off them by using their sector workers, their boyfriends, girlfriends. Yeah, their family members who are corrupted. There's that much corruption going on. Yeah, families are born into corruption. Yeah, they're born into crime. Yeah, and so yeah, when the mothers and fathers die, like Dave Leverage, yeah, the next generation, yeah, the money's passed on to them, yeah, and then it's passed on again after the sons and daughters are old enough, they have kids, yeah, then their money's passed on to them, yeah. This is what these criminal-minded gang in Coventry, yeah, this is what they do, yeah. That's why they breed like rabbits, yeah, because they think they're stinking rich, yeah, and can leave all the material things and monies down to their families afterwards. Yeah, like I said, yeah, that's what's going on around the world. Yeah, and so, yeah, that's why I'm exposing it all, because they've ever spent it all, yeah, to track our finances, try and ruin our finances, yeah, and trying to sabotage my mother's mind, body and soul, and think they collect the house off her, yeah, and look at these doormen, yeah, they snap up property, they snap up houses, yeah, that go cheap in auctions, yeah, because the council sectors are involved in it all, yeah, the social services to the healthcare, yeah, their management, once they put pensioners into added care homes, eventually if the pensioner dies, they've got no family, Who's the house go to? Yeah, it goes to the council. Yeah, and so basically they put houses cheap on the market, tell the local rich people, oh yeah, there's a couple of houses on the market in such and such an area. Yeah, if you get to the auction, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And you should be able to get a house. Yeah, especially if you have other people bidding with them who they know. Yeah, and they can sort the price out. Yeah, and so this is one fraud that's going on. Yeah, which is a class called Fraudsters fraud. That's why they have covert operators stalking people. Yeah, using all the armed forces, Navy technology linked to Carl Keeble and co. Yeah, and then yeah, they watch the pensioners, watch the people they're watching. If they think they can practice all this mind control on, try and get into subconscious minds, or try and mentally, physically shatter them, so they leave things lying around their purses, or when they get stalked to shops. Yeah, they could have pickpocketers. The Romanians, the Albanians. The Polish. Yeah, and the local fraudsters, the local thieves. Yeah, crackheads, smackheads, cokeheads. Yeah, who are in their gang. Yeah. Can go around and try and rob the handbag off the pensioner or whatever, yeah, or off the person they're watching, yeah, or if they're technically sophisticated, yeah, they can get the bank accounts through this see-through-wall technology via having criminals on the side of the house, yeah, looking into the properties, yeah, or listen to conversations, yeah, they can get the bank details, credit card details, yeah, and siphon off, yeah, the pensioners slowly. So that's one fraud here. The next one, I'll just pause this.
It's all about following the money. Sometimes it's not obvious where these frauds are, so definitely a good eye for detail.
Resilience, you really have to, be in it for the long haul. Some of these cases take years to complete, and I think you really have to stick with it.
You've got to actually be a people person as well, because you have to be able to engage with people, you have to be able to engage with witnesses, and to a certain extent you have to be able to...
So some of the private detectives who try and bring these criminals to justice. Yeah, follow the money. Yeah, look at the money men in Coventry. I'm exposing them because they're doing crimes on my mother. So what do they expect? Do you think I'm going to be scared of them? No. Let's pause this. Well, the next fraud is NHS manager. Yeah, he's using the NHS accounts, NHS computer system to cover up his tracks. Yeah, NHS managers are earning 40 grand a year. Yeah, and then he's skint after 2 weeks.
In Southampton, an investigation is sparked when some irregular spending is discovered on NHS manager Terry High's company credit card.
Initially, the concern was that there were just gaps in the recording. So that caused the member of staff to have a look at the spend in more detail, where they noticed that some of the purchasing was happening in supermarkets.
Trying to cover his tracks, Tricky Terry is treating himself to groceries and petrol at the expense of the NHS.
And so the Coventry NHS, yeah, sector workers, yeah, mental health sectors, some of our centre doctors, yeah, the fraudsters, because I found the 2 fraudulent files. Yeah, so what else are they doing in the NHS? Yeah, they're wasting that much money on me, my mother and my family. They have to be struck off.
Spending on the card near to Terry High's home, so contacts those stores for receipts. And what those receipts show is startling.
When I looked at the receipts, I was quite shocked to find that his purchasing was for non-essential items, like the scratch cards, for instance, and cigarettes. To buy scratch cards and cigarettes with public money was quite an outrage. It's not the correct use of public funds, and certainly in his position, what he did was quite disgusting. I did ask the head of procurement and
So there's more evidence there. I'm going to cut the video. Yeah, but the NHS manager ended up getting imprisoned while targeting pensioners. And because the woman's 91, my mother's only 72, they can't touch her. Yeah, that's why they're overspending it all. Yeah, because they're trying to manufacture, yeah, and socially engineer something to happen to my mother. That's why they watch her, and then they use the footage, yeah, to show to witnesses to try and say they're concerned for her, and in fact she's better off being put in a care home. Yeah, yet I've exposed this system, yeah, and these sector workers won't talk to me or to my brother or to the Eritrean community, yeah, because we know they're fraudsters, yeah, they're a bunch of abusers, yeah, they're a bunch of racist bigots, yeah, and they're scared to approach me and my brother, yeah, or any Eritreans, because they know we'll tell them to do one, yeah, and that we'll look after her, yeah. But so we shouldn't have targeted Eritreans, yeah, because we're going to get to the bottom of it all. Over and out. You've lost it, Kevinita.